Hi, everyone. I'm Pete Marcassini, Senior Vice President here at Indegene. With me today is Alok Sanig from Baxter. He's Executive Vice President and Group President of the Pharmaceuticals Group. Joined Baxter in 2022 from Lupin, where he served as U.S. CEO and Global Head of R&D in Biosimilars. Over 25 years of experience, so I think you're going to welcome our discussion today. We have several questions. We should run about 25 to 30 minutes, and hopefully you'll get a lot out of this. So welcome.
Thank you, Pete. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's good to have you with us as well. So a lot of experience. This is a digital focused conference that we have. In your experience, what really drives results from a digital standpoint? What has been your experience with that?
Yeah, it's a great question. And first of all, congratulations to Indegene for putting this together. It's a pleasure to be here. So from a digital standpoint and the impact, I've certainly felt that impact across all aspects of the value chain, whether it's R&D, manufacturing, supply chain, logistics, or commercial. So every step of the way in the pharmaceutical value chain, digital and technology are now completely intertwined. You cannot think of operations without technology and digital. So I'll give a few examples. As we look at R&D, obviously there's a ton of data analytics from the customers that we gather, and then our R&D is really trained on developing products that customers want, and how quickly we're able to get that feedback in real time is enhanced by technology and digital, and it's really made it a lot easier than it used to be, especially in manufacturing and supply chain. Digital has been at the front and center of many systems in supply chain, which are now extremely advanced when you look at demand planning, supply planning, or the sales and integrated operations planning processes, and delivering products to customers or patients where they are through logistics. So digital has really taken that to a whole different level as we manage fulfillment at a patient level. And it's really important for us in our industry to make product available to patients when they need it, where they need it.
Excellent. Has that been a more recent focus for your organization, or something that has evolved? And did that require a lot of, change management in the organization? Or is that something that your organization has really been focused on for a while?
So while the organization has been focused on this for a while, it's, as you know, with all the enhancements to the digital tools and technologies, we've also benefited from those, and we want to keep ourselves at the cutting edge of what's out there, when it comes to especially manufacturing, supply chain, and logistics. So we want to extricate full value from all these advancements, and are really benefiting significantly from those.
Yeah, I know you've had several product launches, and your organization has such a diversified portfolio. Are you finding that parts of the organization benefit more from digital than others?
Yeah, I think when it comes to product launch and when you put a product in the market, it's important for us to get feedback, timely feedback. So we've put listening platforms and created digital tools to really capture that, the customer input on the launches, which is extremely beneficial for us from a course correction, adjustment standpoint, and also for future pipeline of products as well. So in that sense, the commercial organization and the product ideation groups have been benefiting a lot more with the digital tech now.
So not everything works, right? So I'm sure you have a tested control, maybe some examples of some things that you guys have tried that didn't work out so well.
Yeah, no, I think very good point. It's what we are seeing is that you have to start with the customer. So even as you map out a digital process, as you think about closed loop promotion at a customer level, you have to really keep the customer at center of everything you do. So there are times when you launch a product which is differentiated, but there's an opportunity to do that more so. So ensuring that you're always creating what the customers want is the main step. And these technologies get us one step closer to the customer, one step closer to the patient. So in that sense, we are able to de-risk, how we ideate, how we develop products in the labs, and then ultimately how we launch those products. So So there are times when you're not as customer-centric as you need to be, and then that's an issue. And also there are times when you have to really think about cybersecurity right from the get-go and ensure that as you intersect other digital tools on the customer side or with your partners, that you're really creating a robust cybersecure system. So that's the other area that more increasingly we are conscious of how we use technology. And so those are the two watch outs.
So as an organization, it's people, process, technology coming together from them. And you've been in the industry a reasonable amount of time. Have you found that you yourself have had to change your knowledge base in order to give direction and guidance?
So it's a great point. I think, as you rightly said, it's all about the process, people, and eventually technologies and how we unleash the value of the most optimal process. So over time, technology has refined how we think about processes. So while we think of the most elegant, the simplest yet more effective process, with technology, we actually have improved our understanding of what a good process looks like as well. And then we dovetail our technical solutions to support that process with the right people. So where people aren't the only things that are the process, we've got a real process enabled with technology. So it's important for us to align those three.
And you've mentioned customer several times in this, and in our business to customers, there's a lot of layers of customer, and you ultimately set the patient. Have you found that your organization, or whether it's in the past or your current one, that there's been an evolution in how you've used digital to market your organization, your products, and your along the line? So have you seen that evolution in a good way, or is there still work to be done?
So it's still evolving. We have a ways to go as well, as does the industry. You're absolutely right. Patient is the end customer. There are several stakeholders along the way, internal to, as we think about our wholesalers, our hospital customers, the pharmacist, the physicians, the P&T committees, eventually all in the business of delivering outstanding healthcare to patients in need. So we need to be relevant for each of these building blocks and each of these stakeholders along the way in the chain. And there are different solutions because they have different areas, different sort of knowledge areas that they seek more information on, whether from a wholesaler standpoint to a hospital, P&T committee, and so on. So we need to deliver that knowledge, make them aware of what we bring to the table, and enhance their depth of knowledge to drive that initial trial and the most optimal use for our patients. So eventually the intent is to make that impact and live our mission of saving and sustaining lives at Baxter. That's what we're really solving for. And along the way, the information needs of various stakeholders.
And the feedback you get is almost immediate in these days. So I would imagine, you mentioned earlier, you guys are listening to the market, listening to your customers. How does that bring about change in your organization? How help you in decision making, that feedback loop that you're getting?
Yeah, it's a great point. So I think so we've reduced the cycle time of feedback significantly, right? So it gives you more time to process the market feedback and make more relevant adjustments where it's not really hit and trial. It's more timely, it's more specific, and it's relevant and makes a difference. So eventually creates strategic and patient value much quicker than it used to.
Any of the emerging trends that are out there in the marketplace that you guys are seeing more success with than others?
Yeah, I think, there is really a lot of impact on the supply chain side with technology, how we process demand, changes in demand, fluctuations, real-time basis, and how that signal goes to the plant, and how we work with that signal and eventually deliver the product through our logistics, again with digital tools. I think that's where for companies like us, there's significant benefit. The other trend we're seeing is on the big pharma side. There's been many years at Bristol Myers Squibb earlier. What companies like a BMS and others are, as we know, are seeing value in is unleashing the power, the processing power, and utilizing that with clinical data and identifying new opportunities with how to optimize those moieties and how to think about indications and that unmet patient needs, and really think about development in a whole different way.
Well, you bring up a good point, because we're hearing more and more about how medical clinical needs to connect with commercial, and commercial needs to connect with the payer markets, and the whole ecosystem has to come together. Have you seen that, being a digitally enabled organization like you are, you're finding each of those historically separate entities are coming together?
I think so. I think, we in the pharmaceutical industry are all riveted to creating value for the patient. It's all about understanding the patient flow across therapeutic areas, and really understanding the needs of the patient at various time points. As we think about the gaps in care, as we think about managing that continuum of care, I'm seeing that digital has really been the glue of understanding the unmet needs at every leverage point in that patient flow. And then companies are intervening more meaningfully, and not just cosmetically, but really meaningfully, and making an impact.
Excellent. Obviously, you can't do it all internally. You have great resources at Baxter. What do you look for in an organization like ours, and some of the folks that are in the same space as we are? What do you look for in partner organization that can help you guys get things over the finish line?
Yeah, no, it's a great point. I know Indigen has been really one of the pioneers in the digital pharma space. So I think the biggest opportunity I see with companies like yours, Pete, are really thinking more strategically, and enabling their clients to think more strategically in these spaces, and tying, as you were rightly saying, the provider, patient, and payer, dynamic, and really understanding where the breaks are, and how digital and companies like Baxter can really tighten that flow of information, product, and services, and really make a meaningful impact in the lives of patients. So the strategy, leading strategically, is something that I enjoy, I look forward to, and then really making that patient-centric impact through technical solutions, which are broad and deep.
So I know our organization does a lot of proof of concept work with partner organizations. Is that something you guys are looking for, a digitally enabled organization like ours, to say, listen, let's co-create, help solve your problem, not necessarily a generic problem?
That's an excellent point. I think that's really how it starts, through these pilots, and where we can co-create, identify a use case, co-create value, and then learn from it, prototype it, adapt, and then hopefully build that at scale in a company like ours.
Awesome. Well, that's all the questions I have for you today. I really appreciate the time. It's very insightful. Any parting words for our audience?
No, thank you for your interest in this digital summit. As I said, it's really a catalyst for accelerating this transformation in the pharmaceutical industry. As an industry, we have been behind some of the other industries, and last 5 or so years, we've been accelerating it. So let's keep doing this good work, and good luck to you. I look forward to hearing cases and case studies, both successful ones and with learnings, and I want to keep learning myself. So thank you for having me, and appreciate your time, Pete. Thank you.
Well, thanks, everybody. Appreciate your time today. I know we're one of many sessions that you'll have today. I hope you've gotten a lot out of this conversation. We will welcome any feedback and questions you may have for this, and we'll get back to you with any answers specifically about that. But enjoy the rest of the sessions, and we look forward to speaking to you again.